Hi, my name is Dylan Hong, and today we're going to be talking about this guy, the Apeman Mini Projector. As I show some unboxing videos, I want to go over some quick specs and features, and then we can actually talk about what it's like to own and use this projector, and if it's a good value or not. First of all, the title says 1080p, and that's a little bit misleading. A lot of these budget projectors say that they support 1080p, and what that really means is it accepts 1080p as input. The actual resolution is 800 by 480 pixels, and that's sharp-ish for a projector. They recommend a projection distance of about 5 to 8 feet, and for me that felt close to a 45-inch TV sort of size. It takes in the inputs of HDMI, VGA, USB, microSD, RCA, and also AV interfaces, and by that they just mean an aux port. And so because of all of these, you can theoretically plug in a laptop, game console, smartphone, TV stick like a Chromecast, or a Roku or Apple TV. And then it says video quality stuff like 3,800 lumens and 2001 contrast ratio, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot for a projector. Those are things that you're not likely going to notice in a budget projector. One feature that this has that I do actually find important is that it has a built-in speaker in the back, and it's a backward-firing speaker that isn't terrible. So I've used other cheap, budget projectors in this price range, and the built-in speakers are essentially unusable. I would never recommend watching any content with the built-in speakers of essentially any other budget projector I've tried in this price range. And another thing it does to achieve higher sound quality is that the fan inside the projector that cools the system is a much quieter fan than other projectors in this price range. So it does two things. It increases the quality just based on the hardware of the speaker, but it also decreases the ambient noise or the running noise just because it has a quieter fan. And with this projector, I was actually not upset by the quality of the speaker. It wasn't a fantastic speaker, but it didn't upset me so much where I just didn't want to watch any movies or TV shows on it. So going back into the recommendations, they actually point out that you can get a picture size of 50 inches to 120 inches, but from my experience, going past, call it 60 inches, every pixel is very, very visible, and it wasn't great, but there are instances where that's actually probably fine, and we'll also talk about that soon. Right off the bat, this projector surprised me in how much I like it compared to other projectors in this price range. And the thing that really boils down to for why I like it so much is having the built-in speaker. The built-in speaker that is not terrible just lets me use the projector as a speaker. And maybe that doesn't sound like a novel concept, but I've used quite a few of these budget projectors, and because, as I said, the audio quality is so bad, I always have to go and either get a battery-powered speaker lying around, plug it in through aux, and then connect it, or I have a plug-in speaker, which means that I have to essentially create a setup, right? Plug in, align the speakers, plug in the aux, and especially with a projector where you're placing this on a table, all of this is kind of difficult. Having a 2.1 speaker setup where you have tweeters and a woofer and then a wall outlet, you need an extension cord, or maybe it's just you don't have anywhere to put it. All that stuff gets negated when you just have a decent quality speaker built into the product. Now, I'm not saying that the speaker is a good speaker. Movies, I go back and forth on whether or not this is a good enough sound system to watch like a good movie on. And in some cases it is. The dialogue actually has been the highlight of this. And for that reason, I think cartoons are one of the best places that this speaker excels, because a lot of the time the sound design isn't as wild and dynamic and booming in animated series, and it's all dialogue focused, and it does a fantastic job in dialogue for the price. The picture quality is about what I expect from this price range. You can see pixels, it's 800 by 480, and there's no really getting around that. You're not going to have a fantastic image quality at that resolution in 2020. It's just going to look like a projected image. Although, you're going to be able to get a large projected image for under $80. I looked up on Amazon how much TVs cost, like what TV can you get for $80? And the answer is a 21-inch old used TV. Like that is the cheapest TV you can get on Amazon, and that's not going to be pleasant either. Keep in mind that the one big downside of projectors, especially at this price range, are you need the room to be quite dark. And that essentially limits the way in which you can use the projector. So if you have it in, for example, a suite room or a common room, living room, and you don't have blackout curtains, you're not going to be able to use this well during the day. And that's just something that you either have to compensate for by like blocking out the windows, or you just don't watch stuff during the day. Another thing that I wanted to point out is gaming on this projector. For some reason, the Amazon picture has gaming front and center. You see these people with controllers, and there is an increase of input latency from your computer to the projector compared to a computer to a connected monitor. I think that some casual games, maybe a casual platformer or a Jackbox styled game, or if you're just having a bunch of people over and gaming isn't really the focus, but people want to have something where they can all play together on a big screen, this might be fine. I would not buy this projector as a monitor replacement if you're playing something like Smash or even a first-person shooter, something that's more reflex intensive. It'll probably be a frustrating experience. I almost forgot to say this, but the UI and the menu, I have never seen a budget monitor or budget projector in this range that has a pleasant UI, and that does not change here. The UI, like everything else in this range, is garbage and difficult and annoying, but I guess that's just something we deal with. To summarize a lot of those ideas, I think the picture quality is what you expect. The sound is better than anything else in this price range, negating the need for an external speaker in most use cases, and I think that's a huge value. The price is approximately that of a projector in a similar class range, but still cheaper than essentially any TV, any other way that you're going to get a big picture. So for those reasons, if you heard everything that I just said and feel completely okay with the potential setbacks, I highly recommend this projector. It's probably one of the better projectors in this price range that you're going to get. Just some added thoughts as a tag-along. There are very few ways that you can display a movie or TV show for a group of people and have it be enjoyable for this price range. So assuming you have a laptop or a PC or whatever, watching movies on a 21-inch monitor with like 3 people around, that's a miserable experience. Watching anything with more than 2 people on a laptop, it's a relatively miserable experience. And so this is one of the best options for group settings. I think projectors get used a lot in dorms and in suites and things like that. And for that use case, this is really great, assuming you can block out the windows during the day or you just want to watch stuff at night. This is a fantastic choice for the group dorm setting. So to almost play with the expectations of this monitor, remember that it's $80. I am in contact with a lot of high resolution displays. The MacBook Pro in front of me right now is like 2.7K. I have a 4K monitor right above it. I guess that's 1080p, but it's high refresh rate. And seeing movies in a 800 by 480 screen is something that I'm not really used to. I don't think a lot of people are used to that. So the first instinct is like, oh man, I just spent $80 on this projector and the image is just okay. The highest value of a system like this or a product like this is that you can share the experience with other people, and the cheaper and easier you can get that product to share content or TV or whatever, that's probably a pretty good thing. And so I'd say $80 is a great price for this type of product, for that experience. And once again, I think this is a really great product in this price range. And I guess that was a really long way of saying I really think this is a great value projector, and if it meets your use case, I highly recommend it. I have to thank them for sending the projector out for me to try and test. My name is Dylan Hong. This has been Dylan Hong Tech. Like and subscribe for some more tech goodness, and thanks for watching. Alexa, lights off.